The ATR 600 series is equipped with a modern glass cockpit, featuring 5 display units, DUs, replacing the earlier mix of analog instruments and cathode ray tubes. This new cockpit improves situation awareness, enhancing system monitoring, and introduces electronic checklists. In fact, several design elements are from the Airbus 380. At the heart of the new Avionics suite are 2 core avionic cabinets, CAC. These can be thought of as stationary computers fitted with modular cards like memory cards, graphics cards, network interface cards, and sound cards. The CACs provide key functions including the flight warning system, electronic checklists, Autopilot, and maintenance applications. They also collect, process, and distribute aircraft system data to the cockpit displays. Having 2 CACs adds redundancy. For instance, CAC1 controls the autopilot, while CAC2 monitors it. But like all computers, they can fail. And that's what this video will explore. In this video, we will focus on the indications on 2 of the display units. DU3, the engine warning display, EWD, and DU4, one of the multifunction displays, MFD. On the EWD, we have the primary engine instruments, torque, NP, propeller RPM, and ITT, interturbine temperature. To the left, we have trim and flap indicators. And below, we have the alert window and procedure window for the checklists. On the MFD, we can choose different modes. In this video, I will use the system pages. There are 4 system pages. This is the AC valve electrical system and the hydraulic system. Then we have the main electrical system, DC and AC constant frequency. Next, we have engine secondary indications and the fuel system. And finally, we have the cabin page. While a failure in the CAC will cause loss of information on the system pages, most of the information is available on the overhead panel. This is where the pilots on legacy variants of the ATR get most of the information. Therefore, a failure in the CAC will not affect information in the overhead panel. The display units simply enhance situation awareness by providing additional detail. Here are the procedures for avionics failures in the Quick Reference Handbook. I will demonstrate some of them in an ATR 72-600 simulator with standard 3.1 software. It is equipped with the legacy air conditioning and pressurization system. On aircraft with other configurations, the indications may vary. The first one is easy. Signal chime, master caution. Avionics, signal switch. No information is lost, and the checklist says no crew action required. This is the only avionics failure I have experienced over a period of 10 years flying the 600, and it happened after an engine start. The solution was to reset the aircraft. Shut down the engines, battery off, wait a minute, and then battery on, and start the engines. ATR, always try reset. Next, the IOM 12 card. Signal chime, master caution, Avionics IOM 12, and anti-icing auto on the alert panel. The latter failure is a consequence of the first failure. The procedure window shows the checklist. To make it easier for you to read, I show the same checklist and associated lost equipment list from the Quick Reference Handbook. The first line reads, icing conditions, leave and avoid. We have lost propeller anti-icing and the automatic mode for the ice protection system. Engine parameters, monitor. We have lost the torque pointer for engine 1, but the digital counter is still working. Lost equipment list, check. Very few systems are lost. Landing elevation, set pressure altitude. That means the cabin pressurization controller cannot read the actual reference pressure from the air data computer. If the QNH at the destination is 1003, the pressure is 10 hectopascal below standard. 1 hectopascal equals 30 feet. 10 hectopascal is 300 feet. So we must set 400 feet. If QNH is 1023 hectopascal, it is 10 hectopascal above standard, and we must set minus 200 feet. And here is a note. On the display unit indications, some indications and monitoring are lost on display units. As local alerts are functional, refer to the overhead panel. Let's check the system pages. We have lost information about the TRU and the pressure in the green hydraulic system. And this in turn has triggered a message, use emergency brake. But the fact is that the green hydraulic system is still functional. There are no alerts on the overhead panel. We just lost the information on the system page. Let's check out the other system pages. Main electrical, we lost information about DC generator number 1, the emergency battery, and the TRU. Engine secondary, we have lost engine 1 oil pressure and fuel temperature indications. Cabin page, everything is okay. This is the memo panel, and here we have lost information about the status for the no device sign. Next. Avionics IOM 22 loss. It is very similar to the previous failure, but this time we have lost information about the pressure in the blue hydraulic system. The overhead panel confirms it's working. And we can ignore the alerts about emergency brake and nose steering. Electrical page, normal. Engine secondary page, we have lost engine 2 oil temperature. Cabin page, we have lost many indications, including pack valves and recirculation fans. Spoiler alert, they are still working. Next. Avionics IOM 13 loss. What's new is that we have lost the auto function of the TLU, and the pilot must set it to high or low speed based on the indicated airspeed. AC wild and hydraulic page, we have lost information about the AC wild external power, TRU, hydraulic aux pump, and hydraulic crossfeed. Electrical page, external power, DC generator 2, BTC, DC service, and utility buses, TRU and main battery information are lost. Engine secondary page, engine 1 oil temperature. Cabin page, normal. On the memo panel, we have lost 2 indications. Now, what happens if 2 of the cards fail at the same time? Let's check out a few combinations. IOM 13 has already failed, and now we failed IOM 23. Avionics IOM 13 plus 23 loss. Land ASAP, land as soon as possible. The checklist is a bit longer, and the lost equipment list is very long. We have even lost some electronic checklists. On the engine warning display, we have lost the rudder team indication, the indication for takeoff config test, the takeoff torque objective, single channel indication, and propeller to NP and low pitch indication. Without that information, we must not use reverse on that engine. Cabin page, we have lost information about oxygen, both pack valves, engine 2 bleed, bleed crossfeed, cabin temperature, right cabin temperature controller, and all information about the pressurization system. However, the automatic pressurization system is working. AC valve and hydraulic page, we have lost all information about the AC valve system, except for the AC valve buses. And we have lost information about the hydraulic aux pump and crossfeed. Main electric page, we have lost information about the DC generator 2, external power, BTC, DC service and utility buses. main battery, TRU, and inverter 1. Engine secondary page, engine 1 oil temperature, engine 2 NH, oil pressure, and fuel temperature. That means we have lost essential information about engine 2, which is a very good reason to land as soon as possible. Avionics IOM 12 plus 22 loss. Land as soon as possible. We have lost aileron trim indication, emergency brake, nose steering, engine 1 fire detection, NP and low pitch. Engine secondary page, engine 1 oil pressure, fuel temperature, and NH indication. Engine 2 oil temperature. Cabin page, a lot of information is lost, including smoke alerts. The cabin pressurization system is working, but information about automatic mode is lost, as well as cabin vertical rate. AC oil and hydraulics page, TRU, and information about the pressure in both hydraulic systems. But they are working. Electrical page, we have lost information about DC generator 1, emergency battery, and the TRU. Avionics IOM 12 plus 23 loss. Land as soon as possible. We have the usual ice protection issues, as well as TLU automatic mode, and the landing elevation must be set to pressure altitude. The lost equipment list is, as usual, very long. Engine secondary page, we have lost almost all information except fuel quantity and fuel flow. We have also lost engine 1 and 2 oil pressure, fuel temperature, and engine start indication. Cabin page, we have lost oxygen system information, cabin temperature, information about the cabin temperature control. AC oil and hydraulics, TRU, and information about the green hydraulic system. Electrical page, DC generator 1, emergency battery, TRU, and inverter 2. Avionics IOM 13 plus 22 loss. Land as soon as possible. What's new is that we have lost automatic target speed and must use manual speeds. Minimum and maximum speed protections are lost as well. And we have lost the automatic ice detector. On the engine warning display, we have lost information about the emergency brake and also steering. Engine secondary page, fuel pump 1, fuel crossfeed, and fuel clog. Engine 1 and 2 oil temperature. Cabin page, information about the extract fan, bleed crossfeed, both pack valves, cockpit temperature control, high flow, and recirculation fans. Cabin vertical rate is lost. AC oil and hydraulic, AC oil external power and TRU. Blue hydraulic system and hydraulic crossfeed. Electrical page, DC generator 2, external power, BTC, DC service and utility buses, main battery and TRU. And on the memo panel, almost everything is lost. And we will continue with another failure, which will affect Autopilot. CPM 1 loss. The Autopilot has lost information and disconnects. A cancel warning. And on the alert window, we see Avionics CPM 1, flight warning system, signal channel. So now we have lost redundancy on the flight warning system as well as the Autopilot. On the system page, we can see we have lost some information for the AC valve and also hydraulic. However, this is only information is lost to the screen. The system is in fact working perfectly normal, which is confirmed by looking at the overhead panel. Here is this electric, lot of information lost, but only on the screen. The systems are operating normally when you look at the overhead panel. And the memo panel also lost some information. Engine, we have lost engine 1 oil temperature and fuel temperature. Cabin, no information lost. And we are back where we started. CPM1 and CPM2 together. That will, the autopilot is lost. We have lost flight warning systems, so no bells and whistles. And look at this. We have lost a lot. It's more easy to say what we have left. We have engine torque, NP and ITT. We have fuel used, fuel on board, gross weight, we lost flight time. We have the temperatures. On engine secondary, we have lost oil temp, lot of fuel information. Cabin, everything lost, absolute everything. But it's working, and we have the auto pressure working. And AC while hydraulic, everything lost. But you can look on the overhead panel and everything is there. And this is DC, and look at that. And also the memo panel, all information lost. That's a bad one. And this failure is called CPM1 plus 2 loss. You don't want that to happen, would you? Okay, so that is all for this time. Big thank to the supporters of the channel. And to all of you, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day and happy landing.